And we're back. Reading with Robin here on behalf of A Mighty Blaze. The pub day fun continues. It's just one big Cinco de Mayo Palooza pub day. And now we have Jeamie Brenner, whose brand new book, Summer Longing. You have the best setup, Jeamie. It is gorgeous. I love the sunflowers. I've got your book. Your book is there. Your book is there. You've got it all propped up, and we've known each other for a long time, and I will give you a proper intro in honor of that. Jeamie Brenner is the author of USA Today bestseller, The Forever Summer, Drawing Home, The Husband Hour, and The Wedding Sisters. We met at The Wedding Sisters. She lives in New York City and spends her summers visiting the beach towns that inspire her books. And Summer Longing, who is not longing for summer? We all are. It is the perfect book. And congratulations and welcome to A Mighty Blaze, Jeamie.
Thank you, Robin. You know what I was thinking? Speaking of going back to 2016, you were the first person to tell me to get on Instagram.
That's so
my
funny.
first post is a repost of one of your photographs. Because I was like, what are authors going to do on Instagram? Like, we're not Kardashians. Like, who wants to see us? And I like very slowly dipped my toe in, but you were the one who was like, you better get with this.
That's so funny because they were talking off air just about in general about Instagram, but I hadn't remembered that. I do remember photographing that gorgeous blue-green cover. And I remember you posting, or I remember something now that you're saying that. I can't believe that was only 2016. And yeah, look at me telling you what to do, because I was told to be on Instagram whenever that was too, like before that. And it's just more and more to keep up. Well, I'm so glad to be part of the your origin story for Instagram.
Forever and ever.
That's so cool. I like that. Well, visit JamieBrenner.com, and you have a gorgeous website. And from there, you can follow Jeamie on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram, where, of course, all authors need to spend a lot of time, especially when the book comes out. And you have such a great team, and we were admiring the finished work on this book. It is really, really exquisite. And I saw the beautiful picture of you and Mary Kay Andrews. You've got your whole summer sister.
Yes.
Queens of Summer, Ellen Hildebrand and Mary Alice Monroe and Nancy Thayer. And I don't want to forget anybody.
Christy Woodson Harvey.
Yes. And
it's a great, honestly, such a great community of supportive women. Like from day one, Ellen Hildebrand has been like my cheerleader. And it's so crazy. Mary Kay and I met for brunch in New York City in February. One of the last few like social things I did, like I was working, she was in town for work, never imagining like who knows when I'll see, like, you know, I'm like, oh, see you this summer, like on the tour. No.
Yeah, when you were saying that you met her in the city in February, I was thinking like that's like before, like you could meet somebody in the city.
But it was also like, we didn't know, we probably shouldn't have been meeting. Like none of us should have been. It was like February 26th.
Yeah, I know. I remember that was a Wednesday. I remember every day for the past 9 weeks, I think. Right. No, I'll see you in the summer. I'll see you. You always have a great tour, and you come up this way and you write about the beach, and that's, you know, just such a part of your stories and your essence and what you love to share. And who knows what this year will bring, but it's bringing the books, and so we can visit in that way. Yeah, Mary Kay was at her beach house when we were talking. This feels like hours ago. It was just at noon. How was it just at noon? And I could see behind her, she had the windows open, and it just looked so picturesque. And
I was supposed to be in Provincetown this weekend, which is where this book is set, and you know, I really was looking forward to, like, you know, being at the bookstore and being in the town where this whole story was inspired. There's a beautiful tea shop there. But like you said, I mean, books, the whole point of books is we can like virtually go places, and we just have to embrace that now.
Yeah, that's what we do. And you can, people are doing all sorts of like creative boards, and they're making like their own backgrounds. I have friends that we Zoom with, and every time because this is where I'm set up, they've made their own creative backgrounds because I have this. I'm like, well, I have this for a reason, but they thought it was kind of funny. So like people are just doing arts and craft projects, or I wish I were, you know, at this beach or this space or, this country. So, imagination is definitely taking over. But yeah, talk about the inspiration for this one. I always like hearing those stories because I know you were in Rhode Island. Was it Block Island or New? I forget one of your
I
stories.
was going to send this
Okay,
book on Block Island,
right.
but it wasn't like there was just a lot of barriers to like getting the research done that I needed in the time frame I needed. And readers had been emailing me like, are you going to do another book in Provincetown or a sequel to the Forever Summer?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? That's really where my heart is at. Like, why not go back? Like,
No,
I don't have to do a new place every time.
right. No.
So when I was promoting the paperback of the Forever Summer, the one of the bookstores in Provincetown, East End Books,
Mhm.
hosted me. And he had the local tea shop called the Captain's Daughters create a Forever Summer brew.
Mm.
And this tea shop, I went to visit it afterwards, and it was just this really picturesque store. And the women who started it were like, they used to work at Marc Jacobs, and they like quit their city life, and they're living the dream. Like, we're gonna go to Provincetown and open a tea shop. Like, everyone says they're gonna do that. These women did it.
Uh-huh.
So Provincetown and this tea shop were like the beginning. Like, I'm using this setting.
Mhm.
But bigger picture, for like years now, I've wanted to do an ode to motherhood. Like, look at motherhood from all its vantage points. Like a woman with a grown daughter, a woman with a newborn, a woman who doesn't want to have kids, a woman who wants to have kids but can't. And in this story, I told the story of motherhood through those various prisms. So those are the components of Summer Longing. And I originally had the title Mother, the word mother in the title,
Ah,
and it got changed. And I'm like, Summer Longing, I don't know. But now that we're literally longing, I'm like, oh my God, it
isn't
was
there have been so many
so
just
weird.
really interesting connections to this specific time, and readers look for those too. Writers look for those. It's really like it sort of makes it like meant to be in a way, but like Summer Longing.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Right? I know. And I remember when we were chatting last week with Jenna Blum and John Kenny, I think Jenna said this would be in one of the Mother's Day stacks. So it's perfect. The perfect Mother's Day gift. That's Sunday already? I have no
Yes,
sense of time. I
I
know
know.
today's May 5th because it's pub day, and Jeamie Brenner Summer Longing is out today, and we are celebrating on a mighty blaze. And visit jamiebrenner.com on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Keep her busy. She loves hanging out on Instagram, answering people and doing takeovers.
Tonight, I'll be on Instagram Live on Jeamie Brenner Writes.
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to be doing an event at the Corner Bookstore in New York City. So
Oh,
instead, I'm going to be on Instagram, and they will be selling signed
oh,
copies
good.
through bookshop.org.
That's awesome. So you can go to Jamie's Instagram feed, and when you
Yeah.
see the little live thing, just press on it and you can go, hey, Jeamie, how can I get your book at the Corner Bookshop? And you go to bookstop. So when you go to bookshop.org, you can select your bookstore. Is that right?
Yes. You can put in there's a search by bookstore
Okay.
panel at the top. Um, or you can search by book, but if you want to buy from a specific store, you have to search by the bookstore.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I know there's a few different ways that site is being used, but we're talking up bookshop.org big time. And some authors, have like a specific store, but you could still do it through bookshop.org. So that's great to know. So is that at
Yeah.
7 o'clock?
6.
Oh, 6. Okay, good.
6. And then at 7, I'm jumping on Zoom with a bunch of authors. We're having like a virtual after party. So it's
Oh,
Fiona Davis and Susie Schnall and Linda Cohen-Loigman and Amy Popel. Like, these are like my crew. We hang out in New
yeah,
York, and
I know that crew
you
well.
know that crew.
I
And
do know that crew.
oh
Yeah,
my gosh, it's, I keep thinking back to like, it's just so crazy. I mean, this is life, but you make plans and then life.
right. You make and
um,
you have to plan. That's the other thing too, because I mean, I don't know how far out we can plan now, but just in general, some people are more planners than others. And certainly being in the book world, you have to plan, your books, your edits, when it's due, when it's coming out, and the calendar is very specific. So it's been really interesting which books, depending on when they were coming out, were kept with their dates.
I know.
May books got pushed to, August or beyond, and some just for next summer or the spring. So it's an interesting thing to see how the industry is reacting, because really not the most flexible industry. Is that a crazy
Absolutely.
thing to say?
No, it's so true, because the publishers have their, like they call it their catalog by
Right,
season locked a year and a half ahead of time.
exactly. So
And
what,
even now, like even if they wanted to push this book, like I have a book coming out next summer. So what are you gonna do then? Push that? Like it just becomes crazy.
yeah,
But I do have friends who don't know whether or not their scheduled summer books are going to come out.
yeah, no, I know. That's the, like, the weird time, like the people who had books come out in February had like a bit of a tour early March, but the March, April, May, a few books in May have gotten pushed. But yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit just, just like everything, you just sort of have to wait and see. And while you're waiting and seeing, you can be sitting, it's like sitting in a virtual waiting room, just keep reading,
Yeah.
just, use that time to read. But yeah, I know it's, before I pick up a book, I'm finding out when it's really coming out before I invest although I read, I read this like November, December, I don't remember, it was a long time ago.
Oh wow.
So, you still read them way ahead, but then there's that idea of, when are you going to be talking about it? And yeah, there's just a lot of unknown things right now.
I
So
know. And so
um,
many good books coming out. It's so funny. I think so. My friend Karen Ducasse wrote a book called The
I
Last Book Party. And
love,
I think of that title all the time now. And the last book party for us was Brenda Janowitz had a party March 3rd. I'm like,
right,
oh, that was the last book party.
exactly, at the library. Was that on Long Island or the
She
Jewish?
did the one I went to was at Barnes and Noble on the Upper East Side.
Because I know she did one on Long Island. Is it Huntington? I forget where.
Yeah,
Uh,
that makes sense.
with Renee Weingarten's group, I'm pretty sure. But right, we hosted Karen Ducasse. I loved the last book party.
Me
Yeah,
too.
my last book party was March 9th with Lily King in Rhode Island. Everybody remembers where their last book party was.
Only for now. Last for now.
For now, no,
Yeah.
I know it's not funny. Okay, so tell us what we need to know about our characters. Setups, about the baby and Provincetown, and the Cape as such a rich place and character. And these are the books that I want to be reading. Jen Weiner's Big Summer, Cape.
Yeah.
Ellen's 28 Summers, Hello Summer, and
I know.
Summer Longing. It's the perfect summer.
We just need like a montage of all the summer titles. Yeah, Provincetown is just, I tell people it's the town that keeps on giving. Like it's an endlessly interesting place. At the same time, it's very small and insular. Like I know so many people there and feel so at home there, even though I've never lived there for any true period of time. And I also say it's like Oz. Like when you go there, suddenly that place is Technicolor and everything else is gray. And I feel that every time I step onto Commercial Street. So the premise of Summer Longing is the heroine, Ruth, is a recent retiree. She sold her business, sold her house, and she moved to Provincetown for the summer. Actually, for more than the summer, for this new phase of her life. And it's what I've heard people call like me time. Like she doesn't have to think about anyone but herself. She's earned it. Her daughter's grown. She's divorced, business sold. So the first day of this new phase of her life, she opens the door of her summer rental, and there on the porch, she finds someone has left a baby girl. And this is not a welcome basket for her. This is not what she wants to find. But what this baby does is it draws her into sort of a mystery in town, and it forces her to get involved with her quirky neighbors while they band together to deal with this child. And Provincetown is a place where people, I'd like to say, they take care of their own. So they handle this dilemma in a way that maybe it wouldn't be handled if the baby had been discovered, say, in Boston. Okay, no one's calling the police. No one's doing the regular things someone might do.
You're figuring it out in a community sort of
In a
way.
community way, in a closed, ranked sort of way. this also has a domino effect around town. The couple from whom Ruth was renting her house, Fern and Elise, they had been trying for so long to have a baby of their own with no luck. So this is very provocative to them and brings up all the kind of buried issues in their marriage. It brings Ruth's estranged daughter to town, and it brings Ruth's ex-husband to town. So over the course of the summer, all of these elements clash to bring the story to resolution. And I have to say, it's like the most fun I've had writing a book.
That is awesome to hear, because when you are so immersed, and like you say, you wanted, the forever summer was set there to revisit that really such a magical technicolor place. And then to be so excited about the way it turns out. I mean, what's better than that? And what you said about things coming up in a community and forcing people to look at the situation. And I think about that so often when somebody is talking about a story or something happens, people sort of go like, well, how does that affect me? Or, oh, I had that option, that choice. And like, there's a lot of, and when things are tied to, motherhood and family, those things are, there's a time element of it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Do I want it? Is it too late? Did I make the right choice? And so there's a lot to think about, which of course makes it the perfect book club pick. And a lot of book clubs are doing more than one book a month because they have extra time. So it's funny because a lot of book clubs pick very far ahead and they don't always know the book. So they're a little behind sometimes, but people have been like, can we put another book in? What should we add in? Because I counsel all sorts of people, Jeamie, I truly do. So this is a great one to put on your list. And
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome. And it's Summer Longing, and it's by Jeamie Brenner, and you can find her at jamiebrenner.com. And from there, all the social channels, find, like, love, comment, all of that stuff. And at 6 o'clock, you're going to be on your Instagram at Jeamie Brenner.
Right.
Yeah. So I know a lot of authors have that. It's author. So someone has your name, I guess. Is that what happens?
Yes. Jeamie Brenner is like the most common name, which, it's who knew before social media, and who knew how many other people had your name? I thought I was the only one.
You don't know that. That's a very good point. Right. Someone has Robin Kall. That's why I'm Robin Kall Inc.
Yeah. I mean, so, I tried to be creative with my daughter's names. Hopefully they won't run into that problem. But
you are creative with that. Yeah. So they'll be able, I mean, for people who are looking at naming, you should consider your child's Instagram handle.
Absolutely. Top priority.
Absolutely should be. Yeah. And some of the things that are even more unusual become usually unusual. So then you have to really think outside of the box. And John Smith will be available before you know it.
Exactly.
So you'll be on. So who are you having on with you, or is it?
Okay, so the Instagram Live is just me talking about the book and answering readers, because readers have submitted questions on Facebook and Instagram all week. So I'll be answering reader questions and then jumping on Zoom just to hang out with other author friends. And
right. That's private. Okay.
No, it's public, actually.
Okay.
We're inviting people on. There's a link on my website.
Okay. So go to jamiebrenner.com and you can crash Jamie's party.
You can crash the party.
So before that, at 6 o'clock, you can go on Jeamie Brenner Writes.
Yeah.
Instagram, and you'll be answering. All right, so you had people already submitting questions. Did you? And so you sort through them, which is a really good way to do it. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
people can submit while you're on, but I think that can get really overwhelming.
Hard. Yeah, because you're sort of watching it go. And it is nice to have the questions ahead of time. And then you can, sort them out or try and find one you've never heard before. Did you get anything where you're like, wow, I've never been asked that before?
Well, there were definitely ones that were kind of geared to what's going on in the world. So like, and seeing reading and writing and things through that lens, and how does it affect creativity? And I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a few copies for people who submit questions. So there's still time to do that on Instagram.
Okay, so you heard it. Go to Instagram, Jeamie Writes, follow Jeamie, ask a question, and you might win a book. And people love that. And the other cool thing, I was just talking to, who was I telling? I think it was Kimberly McCreet, that people are party hopping because you can do that. You can, right? It's all online. I mean, I have my event tomorrow night, and I'm like, you guys can be whispering, I won't know. You can get up and leave the event and come back. I won't know. As opposed to in real life where you don't miss a thing from the stage. So
And we're not bound by geography.
no,
So
you
yeah,
have more people that can
right.
join in. I'm going to post a bunch of these because I know Jennifer Weiner has an event tonight, Emma Straub and Kimberly. Yeah, you're so many. So I'm going to just
I know.
post them and you guys can party hop and try and win books everywhere, like trick or treating. But with
Exactly.
books, right?
Exactly.
And what else are you reading or suggesting? Pick a
What
friend.
am I reading? I'm trying to think. I'm like in the middle of, I'm trying to think what I'm actually,
Ever, I know.
I'm in the mid, I'm finishing my book for next year. So I'm kind of this is the craziest time. I'm doing this virtual thing. I'm finishing a book for next year and I'm moving out of New York City. So
Wow, that's a
yeah,
lot of stuff.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm behind in my pleasure fiction, I have to admit.
That's okay. Hey, we're all behind. There's no way to really be current unless you pick one or two that are really current, but like who could keep up and
Yeah.
give a busy person something to do. So
I
this
mean, I did read Hello Summer early because when I saw Mary Kay, I snagged an advanced reader copy. So, and I loved it. I think it's her best book yet.
isn't that
So,
27th, that was her 27th novel.
I mean, hats off to this woman.
I
I
know.
don't,
Great. Yeah, I know.
amazing.
Yeah.
So lots to read, lots to do. Thank you, Robin, for this.
Welcome. I'm going to come find you at 6 o'clock on your Instagram. I love watching you. I'll post about it and remind people too.
Okay, thanks.
But yes, happy Pub Day. It's
Thank you so
summer.
much.
You're so welcome. Jeamie Brenner here on A Mighty Blaze, and we're thrilled to celebrate your very special Pub Day.
Thank you. And thanks, Mighty Blaze, for giving all of us a platform to connect and support bookstores and each other. So thank you.
Yes, I know.
Thanks, Robin.
Thank you, Jeamie.
All right, talk soon.
See you later on a fun
Bye.
Bye.